What's going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadski, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video, and today we're going to be doing another video on Whitebeard and Ace. And when I made my initial video, I kind of talked about this guy kind of in depth, just discussing his abilities and stuff like that. But now we're going up against the other Garp challenge. So we used him initially against Revolutionary Army number 2, which is definitely a much more easier event. So we're going up against the Heavenly Demon, the Doflamingo challenge number 2, and yeah, this one was actually quite a struggle for me to get done properly. Mainly just because, like, the gimmicks in this one are really annoying, and honestly, it really comes down to the fact that, like, Whitebeard and Ace, they do have a couple of things wrong with them that I really wish that were a bit different. And I guess, technically, it wouldn't be that big of a problem if the Whitebeard Pirate Commander characters that we have in this game were actually good, because a lot of them are trash. Even those ones that did recently receive level limit breaks, some of the problems with them is that they're not even fighter or powerhouse, which means you can't even use them under Whitebeard and Ace. They don't even receive an attack boost, which is like kind of one of the major issues I think they should have probably amended, where, you know, Whitebeard and Ace, they only give buffs to fighter and powerhouse. So if you want to run a Whitebeard Pirate Commander that isn't fighter or powerhouse, it doesn't receive an attack boost. So yeah, really, really big problem with that. So what I personally would have done if I was designing this character, the fact that they already have a thing in the game that classifies a character as a Whitebeard Pirate Commander so that they can activate certain trigger effects in the Captain effect, then why don't they just go ahead and state, you know, every character that's a Whitebeard Pirate Commander receives like a 5x attack boost. Like, don't make it like a huge number, just make it so that at least they get a buff, you know what I mean? Like, it's a little bit of a weird thing with their abilities. I think it's very, very strange. Another thing that I kind of realized whilst using this character is that a lot of the times I was relying on orb luck in order to actually, you know, get through certain stages. So I would love if they had an effect that could generate some type of matching slots for your crew. It is a little strange that their switch ability doesn't do that. Their switch ability really doesn't do a whole lot. It only removes their own paralysis and slot bind, and that's the only utility that you get from it. And then, of course, they get the tap timing chain increase, which I suppose is an okay thing. It's not a major increase when you use their base switch effect. It's only a 0.4 rather than a 0.3, so it's not a big buff. Their super switch does give a 0.7 buff per perfect, which is a pretty nice buff for sure. But like, even just generating your own matching slot, I think would have been nice. I think that would have been a really nice change, but unfortunately they don't do that either. So yeah, I really found that to be a problem, is trying to get matching slots can definitely be a problem. What I will say though is that their special ability giving you powerhouse territory, I think that's actually really dope. On this team, we have a full team of powerhouse aside from Luffy and the Straw Hats. The only reason we were using Luffy and the Straw Hats was mainly due to the fact that they have the support of that Dex carrot that can remove 2 turns of increased defense, because there's like 3 separate stages in this content that has increased defense on it by 2 turns, so having a character that can just hit it perfect and remove that is really good. So it's really frustrating the way they kind of design this content around very specific characters. Really, really annoying. So the thing with the Whitebeard, right, with the Whitebeard and Ace, they get the attack boost when you launch the special, which is kind of nice. It's a really nice buff for sure. But you only get the plus 2.5 chain if you actually have an attack boost before you launch their special, or you have 5 turns of tap timing bonus damage. Now, look, if you're utilizing Whitebeard and Ace by himself, you don't want to utilize any of the most recently released characters, then getting that buff is very difficult. You're not going to get that to happen, like, very often at all. So yeah, really, really weird design, I think, overall, with this character. But I will say is that this character is fun to use. Being able to use Whitebeard Pirate Commanders in really unique situations, because the Whitebeard Pirate Commanders have their own withstanding specials, but to basically get, like, additional effects because you're using specific units, I think is pretty neat, and it makes the character kind of like more, I guess, you know, lore accurate in a way, where you can just use a lot of characters that are related to each other. Though I think it would go kind of in line if this character did have like a super tandem with these units, and being able to generate like a tandem slot would have been like really, really interesting too. But I will say that I'm not mad the character has Rush either, because Rush is relatively uncommon, and it does give you a pretty substantial damage increase, which I think is good, and I do like that their Rush works the way that it does. But yeah, it's just a little bit of a weird scenario in terms of, it's not really, I guess, a Whitebeard and Ace issue. It's kind of like the Whitebeard Pirate Commanders issue. So kind of like we just need more characters that are Whitebeard Pirate Commanders that are fighter and powerhouse, and the characters that are actually good, because there is like a very small pool of them that are good. Like in this team example, I am using the Vista character. The Vista unit is a very good unit. Obviously I use him basically every treasure map to wave clear and stuff like that. A really good character. And then of course, if you do utilize the Vista under Whitebeard and Ace, he will inflict 2.5 times increased damage taken to the opponent that does go through full immunity. Like, that's absurdly strong. Being able to use a Vista character to generate that kind of ability is very good, and especially because Vista does give you an orb boost and a color affinity boost if you use the two specials in the same turn. So yeah, a lot of additional damage can be generated just from this really random Ericv character, which I think is kind of neat. But we just need more characters that can be abused by this, because as it stands right now, Whitebeard and Ace is a very tricky character to use, because obviously, you need to deal with the content that's at hand. If you're going up against a piece of content, you need characters that can counter the gimmicks, obviously. And the amount of characters that are good in, let's say, modern day content that are Whitebeard Pirate Commanders is very small. So I think we just need a little bit more support, and hopefully we do get that moving forward. We do have the next, well, the current, should I say, Pirate King Adventures character in Sakazuki. So I feel like it's a decent chance that we might get some more support moving on, like in the treasure map, for example. Maybe we'll get some Whitebeard Pirate Commanders there, or maybe we'll get some more stuff towards like the end of month, moving into the global anniversary, potentially. We'll have to wait and see exactly, because like if we're looking at the rest of the characters, like Sabo is focused on the Revolutionary Army for some of his characters, for his like Super Tandem and EX Super and stuff like that. So I wouldn't mind getting more Revolutionary Army characters, because we probably need some of that. And then Whitebeard Pirate Commanders for the Whitebeard and Ace character, definitely need more of them. Whereas like Luffy is focused on the Straw Hat characters, which is not that big of an issue. We have plenty of good Straw Hat characters, and the thing is Luffy is a Rainbow Captain, so it doesn't really matter like what versions of the Straw Hats you're using, because Luffy will still provide them a pretty substantial boost, whereas Whitebeard and Ace only focus on Fighter and Powerhouse, and then the Sabo from the New Year celebration only focuses on Int, Cerebral, and Fighter characters. And especially when you look at the Revolutionary Army, and you know, the characters that he has access to for his Super Tandem and his EX Super is also pretty minimal. So yeah, we definitely need more support for these characters to make them a little bit more usable in content, I would say. So yeah, that's all I really have to say about this video in regards to this character, because the character is a bunch of fun to use, very unique design, and I like that about this character. Not only is it a unique design, but the character is strong, but we need some more characters that surround this unit to make him better than he currently is. Really fun character to use though. So I would like to see more characters like this in the future. Like, I mean, like we're looking at the Doflamingo fight. What if we had a Doffy version of this character? Like a Doflamingo that got additional buffs whenever you used a Don Quixote pirate special ability. Like that could be kind of unique too. You could do this in various different scenarios. And obviously if they made a Luffy version of that character, it would be incredibly strong. You could do like a Kaido, and then like whenever one of the Wano Kuni related characters or the Beast Pirates characters uses a special, you get like beneficial effects. Something like that would be pretty dope, and I think they've got a really good archetype building here, so we'll have to wait and see if they continue to do this moving forward. We'll have to wait and see though. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section. It's been over a week now since Ace and Whitebeard has released. I would love to hear your guys' opinions on this guy and what do you think about him. I think he's a really strong unit overall, but yeah, just needs a little bit of help. Anyways, hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to go ahead and leave a like, and if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. Other than that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.
Ha 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 ha!